Hey guys, this is Haseeb Qureshi, and right now I am making a video from inside my recording studio, which you can see is kinda ghetto and mostly made of cushions in a bedroom. But whatever, it's pretty cool, and I've been recording the audiobook actually for my book. And what I wanted to do today was to give you guys a little bit of a teaser by reading a section from the book to you guys, so you can kind of hear how it sounds. And it's a section I really like. It's called, the section is called Tilt. The customer is always right. And it goes like this. Say we know our opponent is on hot tilt, and he wants to play a high variance game. What do we do against him now? Do we just keep playing our normal game and let him eat his own screw ups? Or should we try to start min raising and make him play in a low variance environment? In the actual audiobook, you won't hear me turning pages. First, you must consider an important question. Why is your opponent tilting? If you can identify the emotion underlying his tilt, then you can take advantage of the situation. Realize that even in tilt, your opponent is not acting irrationally. On the contrary, he is still acting in accordance with his values, but his values have now shifted. The value of playing soundly and taking the most plus EV line has been superseded by the value of trying to increase variance, or maximize his winnings, or vent his anger, or whatever he's trying to do. You need to ask yourself, what does my opponent value right now? And once you figure out what that is, you need to give it to him. What does this mean? It's the most common thing in the world. You play against somebody who's tilting, he's really starting to spew, and soon after, he quits you. You probably don't even notice or think this is a big deal, but it is. It's a huge opportunity lost. When your opponent is tilting, you want to keep him tilting. And in order to do that, you must understand how and why he's tilting and how to keep him in that headspace. Say, for example, you can tell your opponent wants to maximize variance. He's on hot tilt, he's 3-betting 50%, he seems to be potting or check folding on flops. So your opponent's incentive is maximizing variance. An adjustment a lot of people will make to this is to start min raising, since if he keeps 3-betting the min raises, it'll create much deeper stack to pot ratios post flop, and they figure that will give them the advantage. This is a horrendous mistake, because a tilting opponent will leave really fast if you start doing this. But because you don't usually know for sure that he left because of your min raising and not that he was going to leave anyway, most people will just dismiss this event and not recognize it as a mistake. A wise player knows to give the tilter what he wants. The moment you are playing against a tilter, he has established a symbiotic relationship with you. You are now exchanging value. You are giving him what he wants, variance, a chance to get even, a way to vent, and he is giving you what you want, EV. In the end, he doesn't have to tilt against you. He can go off to some other table for someone else to tilt against, or he can go play roulette or punch his wall or whatever. If that's what your opponent wants, then it's your job to be all those things for him. Be his roulette table, his wall to punch, his whatever. Be what he needs, and he will keep playing you. So what does that mean in practice? It means if your opponent wants to maximize variance by 3-betting 50%, then let the variance increase. Tighten up your opens, play bigger pots, increase your playing speed. Rather than min-raising 95% of the button, 3x 80% instead. Widen your 4-betting range, and try to play faster to make the game speed up. This will make him feel like the game is moving, and that he can get all the variance he wants in a shorter amount of time. And with the game sped up, your increased folding frequency is not as likely to frustrate him. Chances are your opponent will stay with you if you keep this up, and you can rest assured that if he leaves, you did all you could to keep him. Remember, if your opponent chooses a suboptimal strategy, there's generally more than one way for you to exploit it. You want to weigh each of your options based first on how much they feed his tilt, and second on how much value they net you. You don't want to just submit to the most tilt-feeding strategy, of course, since it's not likely to be optimal. It would be silly to 5x every button just because your opponent wants variance. But the bottom line is that if a tilter wants something, you give it to him. Your customer is always right. All right, and that was it. And that was the end of the section. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Right now I'm recording the audiobook, and you can see like I'm sometimes making mistakes or flubbing over. Every time I do that, when I'm recording the audiobook, I have to go in and correct it and edit it and start the recording again. So it's a huge pain, but it's also kind of fun. Um, I think I'm knocking on this thing. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the audiobook. It should be done hopefully within a week or so, but we'll see how that turns out. But hope you guys are looking forward to it. And that's it. Haseeb Qureshi, thanks for watching.